Hello everyone, Silent here, and welcome back to another episode of Truly Bedrock Season 1. Today, we're going to be working on a very large project that I've been looking forward to for a very long time and been doing a bunch of resource gathering for as well, and I'm very excited for that. So we'll get to that in just a couple minutes. We got a couple of things to deal with first. First of all, I've been kind of AFKing over here for a little bit at the Zero Tick Sugarcane Farm. This thing is absolutely great. As you guys know, Zero Tick farms are just excellent. However, I need to use this as much as I can because I'm pretty sure that these farms are going to be broken / removed in the next update. So if you have one of these in your worlds, now is the time to use it or build it because it might not work in the next update. So first things first, we had a little bit of an incident on the realm with it crashing and then reverting to its latest save. This is something that's actually been happening a lot on realms recently. If you play on a realm, you've probably had this happen, but what that caused is us losing a little bit of progress and us actually gaining some progress, question mark. So if you guys saw the last episode, you'll know that we built up a custom wither killer, and we also got some of these tile.end underscore gateway.names, or just in gateway tiles. And these things are of course amazing because just look at that, you can't disagree, that is amazing. But we actually ended up with 4 of these somehow, even though the realm did some funky things, so I don't quite understand it. I'm pretty sure everything else that we had is kind of, you know, the same. I don't know, something else might have duplicated as well. I'm not really questioning it. This game is just strange. But basically what happened is the entire realm crashed after I logged off about 10 hours later or so. And then when I logged back in, I was in the end fighting a wither again. I don't like that. That was bad. So we had that whole experience on a live stream. So yeah, Bedrock Edition is a strange and mysterious game. I know that sometimes if you like place something down, like a shulker box, and then the game crashes right as you do that, the shulker box can even be like, you know, duplicated or deleted. Although I've never heard of things like getting, you know, duplicated accidentally from a realm crash and revert. That's a new one to me, but you know what? It's Bedrock Edition. There's just some things that you can't quite question. Again, I think everything else in our inventories is fine, although we did die from the withers several times, so our inventories were just a total mess everywhere. So the only thing that I actually noticed that we gained from that was an extra tile. Again, I don't understand it, but you know what? That's fine. I did a lot of work for these tiles. I'm not going to argue with it. But one thing I do want to work on at the beginning of this episode is actually changing up this room a little bit. Several of you guys have actually mentioned in the comment section that it'd be way cooler if these guys were like floating mid-air and being supported by the end rods, which I can agree with. So of course we can't quite move this fantastic block. So we're gonna have to actually lower the floor by a block, which I think is gonna be fine. And then we'll have all of these tile blocks being actually supported by an end rod. We'll have to do something with this one. Not sure how we're gonna make the bubble column tile work, but yeah, we'll see what we can do. So the room is more or less lowered down by a block now, and I do think it actually does look better. Oh, and also, I did see the poll that you guys voted on, and you guys voted that we should have carpets in here, so that's a cool thing. Thank you all very much for voting on the poll. And yeah, I think this place looks a lot more futuristic now. Way, way better. And I bet you thought I wasn't gonna mention it. I was totally always going to mention the new barrel tile that we have. It's an open barrel without any player ever being in it. And as you can see, we have the actual open barrel item as well. It doesn't have any fancy special name, but if you do place it on the ground, then it does have the open barrel too, so that's pretty cool. And this was actually sent to me on Twitter by Half, so thank you very much, Half, for actually showing me how to do this. Basically what you do is you place down a barrel, and then you basically open the barrel. As you have it open, it gets pushed and pulled with a piston, and then you just mine it with Silk Touch, and that's really all there is for getting this one. I figured it was kind of cool, so we should add it to the actual room of tiles. We still need to get 1 more tile, so if you guys know of any other special blocks and how to get them in the Bedrock Edition, please do let me know somewhere, anywhere, and we'll try and get it on Truly Bedrock. So just pop by the shopping district for a minute. None of our shops have really made any profits, so that's kind of a sad face ordeal right there. And also I noticed Loy has been doing another shopping spree. This man has just too many diamonds, and he's just kind of throwing them around. I mean, I like diamonds as much as the next person, kind of. I mean, they don't have very much value, but they're fancy. And yeah, this entire shop is just filled with diamonds and then obsidians. So I mean, that's cool. Enjoy the diamonds, Lee. I just put those back. Anyway, I love it. There's so many shenanigans always happening in the shopping district. There was a sign over there saying the end is nigh because of the moon. I think the moon's fine, nothing to worry about. Anyway, I have lollygagged and done enough random shenanigans for the beginning of this episode. Let's actually head over to the build site. So again, this new project is something that I've been planning for a very long time, and I've just kind of put off because, you know, I'm not a good person at literally anything, especially planning an organization, so I have just not done it yet. But today, we're finally going to be starting this project, and this is actually the tunnel that goes to the raid farm. Off the side of this tunnel somewhere is another small tunnel that goes to our nether portal. It doesn't look like it's down that one. I put a whole bunch of torches on it so I can keep track of it. Here it is. Oh, and apparently it's going to be going through someone else's tunnel. They didn't even move the torch. How nice of them. I don't know whose this is. Anyway, this is our portal, and this goes by the actual proper base area. Actually, I lied. This goes to the proper base area. If you're not aware, the Savannah village that we're currently living in is kind of the temporary base of this season. I just want to finish that up before we move over to this super nice area and build our actual mega base for the season. As you can see, there's some very nice trees and nice terrain over here, cool snow biome, and then also a lovely ice spikes biome on the world, or, you know, on the horizon as well. I'm pretty sure this is the only ice spikes biome in the world, so that's pretty cool. But yeah, this area is going to be excellent. We're going to be building here eventually someday, sometime soon TM. But before we ever get to that, we're going to be building up a new, very massive farm called the Beacon Factory. Some of you guys might be aware of what this is. If you're not, though, you are definitely in for a treat. So I have selected a fairly nice build area. This area is super nice and flat. That was a total failure, but at least I kind of saved it. Anyway, this is a pretty awesome area for actually building the Beacon Factory. We're not going to have to move much terrain. The Beacon Factory is a very large farm, so it's going to take a little bit of work, but it's definitely going to be worth it. And again, I've been planning this for so long, and I'm super excited to finally be working on it. So I've marked out the area needed to actually build this Beacon Factory, and as you can see, it is a fairly large place, so it should be 71 by 71. I went out 35 blocks in every direction from this little pillar, and that somehow only equals a 70 by 70 area. Yeah, numbers are weird. Numbers are not my strong suit, but I am showing this to you at night because that's literally like the only way to actually see the size of this thing, because everything is covered in snow at the moment. Now, like I said, I've been gathering resources for this thing, so we have 3 shulker boxes full of these different blocks and materials. We have one completely filled with packed ice. That took a while to get. That was before the packed ice fix, so yeah, you can see I've been thinking about this for a while. We also have a bunch of red terracotta that we need to smelt down into glazed terracotta. We got a bunch of obsidian and ice for the water sources and nether portals. We have a bunch of spruce that we're going to be using for trapdoors, and then hopefully we have enough slime and actual redstone resources to build up about 10 or 15 different flying machines. I forget exactly how to build this Beacon Factory. I made the tutorial for this like last year in December, so a solid 9 months ago, and that tutorial absolutely flopped for like the first 8 months, and then recently in like the last month it just completely blew up. It has like over 100,000 views, which is kind of great for that kind of tutorial because it's amazing. You get like 35 wither skeleton skulls a minute. Yeah, it's crazy. You need to build this while it still works, like for real. So all throughout the recording of today's episode, I've been looking for a spot to actually talk about 100,000 subscribers, and there was no good place to transition into it. So I'm just gonna plop it right here in the video, and you're just going to enjoy it, all right? So geez. Anyway, so a couple days ago, we broke 100,000 subscribers on this channel, which is a totally ridiculous milestone to reach. Thank you all so much for that. And I never expected to ever reach that. My goal for this year, like by the end of the year, was to have 30,000, and yeah, we completely bypassed that like ages and ages ago. And it's only September, so who knows what we'll really be able to accomplish this year. It's been an amazing time. Thank you all so very much for the support. One thing I do want to touch on though is I hope that, you know, as we continue to grow and evolve this channel, that our community stays the same. One thing that we've always had going on this channel is our amazing and just nice and friendly and open community, and I hope that as we continue to grow and evolve and mature and just like, you know, become a bigger and better channel in general, that we don't lose that sense of community, because you know, a lot of channels do lose that as they get more massive and more popular, because it's just hard to manage and hard to keep track of. But I've always been focused on the community around the channel, because that's like the funnest part. That's the best part of the whole channel, reading the comments, talking to all of you guys in live streams and on Discord and whatnot. It's just like the best part. So hopefully we can continue that and just like keep that amazing. But yeah, anyway, now I'm getting rambly and sentimental, but again, thank you all so much for the support. There will be a proper video for 100k when the actual shiny thing arrives, and in that video there will also be a hand reveal as well, so you guys got that to look forward to. No face reveal, that's not gonna happen, not till 10 million, so like, there's not that to look forward to. So just going around and clearing out a little bit of area for the actual beacon factory now, just trying to lower it all down to the same level, and my god, the block lag is really bad. Was way worse like 10 seconds ago. Before I was recording, like all the snow was staying in place, like just hovering, like for a solid 10 seconds. So that's why I wanted to record this clip, but now the lag seems to have dissipated. That's just always how it is, I swear. But anyway, I have cleared out a significant area. My shovel is pretty much dead now. I think I've mined definitely like a double chest of blocks. That's around 3,000 or so. So if we actually go ahead and hop into the air, you can see that we have ourselves a very nice, very large square, and the farm is going to take up the entirety of this square, and it's going to be amazing. I'm really stoked for this, actually. One thing is definitely for sure, though, this red terracotta is going to be used for the walls, and I believe the walls are like 4 blocks tall on this thing. Maybe they're 3, I don't know, but the walls are going to be 70 blocks long, so each stack is going to be like one layer of one wall. Yeah, we need some more red terracotta. Let's go back to the actual mesa. Well, Foxy pruned this area of the world again, meaning that when I came through the Nether portal, there's no more Nether portal, so that's nice. Rip ender chests. Freshly pruned part of the world, and we already have corrupted chunks. I think that's a new record, honestly. Alright, so red terracotta acquired. I'm going to be smelting that down for quite a while. These very, very slow 2 furnaces. I wish there was a furnace that just smelted everything at 2 times speed, or like even 1.5 times speed, because this stuff is slow with the realm lag. I mean, look at that, terrible. But anyway, I have also apparently acquired a polar bear, which is cool. Maybe the stray will shoot the polar bear, and then we'll have a polar bear stray fight. That's always fun. But I've also gone ahead and kind of marked out the very basics of this farm. Again, if you haven't seen this beacon factory, it is a fairly large but also fairly simple thing. So as you can see, we have marked out the actual center square. Let's maybe land over here. It's not going to be a safe place to land, and also maybe not a good place to land. But anyway, we got the giant square. We're basically going to have 8 spawning platforms in total, with water trenches in between those platforms. As you can see, there's a little gap right there for the water trenches. And then we're going to have a whole bunch of flying machines going back and forth, actually knocking all of the strays into these water trenches. And then they'll go through a nether portal to the nether. And that's going to be basically the fastest way of getting them out of the mob cap to the nether. That way a lot more guys can spawn, and again, this is going to get us around 33 to 35 strays a minute, and we'll turn all of those guys into wither skeleton skulls. It's going to be an awesome source of experience, and honestly, the farm, it just looks like amazing when it's actually running too. Man, these strays, they're just terrible at their job, aren't they? They can't even kill a poor little polar bear. So a bunch of block placing later, this place is actually starting to look kinda like a farm. I got the basics laid out for all 8 of these spawning platforms, and I also got the outer wall in place as well, and honestly, it's already looking kind of cool. I seriously do like this farm. It's probably my favorite farm of all of the different 100+ things that I've designed for the Bedrock Edition. So we do have one small problem, however, and that is the fact that we are slowly, well actually rather quickly, running out of packed ice. Remember how we had a whole shulker box? Yeah, remember how I mentioned that I've only done the outlines? Yeah, we have like 7 stacks left. So I've contacted Liara. She has an H2 no shop, and she supposedly sells packed ice. I'm gonna see if we can get a bulk discount, because I'm pretty sure we need like literally all of it. So yeah, I'll just I'll just try and buy whatever I can, I guess. But until then, we don't actually need to worry about actually filling in the platforms. We need to dig out a 3-block deep trench in between each of these platforms, and then we need to install water streams and nether portals and all kinds of other stuff too. So I have been busy at work diggy hole, and I have basically broken like 2 shovels and both my pickaxes at this point, and I'm basically out of rockets too. I'm kind of running out of everything. I thought I was prepared enough for this project, but definitely not. And that's just like always the way things go in this game. But I have gotten a nice lovely 2.5 double chests of just like pure blocks from all of this. Like, look at that grass. That is just like a lot of grass. That is way more grass than anyone ever needs. And I already have like 2 shulker boxes of the stuff. But I have gone ahead and dug out all of the actual trenches between these spawning platforms. So if we get into the air, we might be able to see it kind of. Yeah, so we got like what, 7, 8 trenches at this point. Not too shabby. We still need to dig out more blocks inside of those trenches as well, just to actually have room to install the nether portals. The nether portals are, of course, going to be taking up a fair amount of room. I just hope that I have enough obsidian for that. Looking at it, oh god, it's 70 blocks long. Oh no, I definitely don't have enough obsidian for that. Ah! Oh man, this Haste 2 beacon is getting a lot of work from it today. I feel like our cute and adorable polar bear over here has taken an arrow to the knee with that fight with the Draugr, because like he has just not moved for the last 2 hours. He's just patiently waiting for all of this glazed terracotta to smelt down. And actually, well, we're actually making some good progress on that. It's about time. But what's actually happening here is that polar bears, just for some reason, don't know how to pathfind or jump over packed ice. Like, for real? How many pathfinding bugs are there in this game? And why do I, of all people, always find the bugs? Like, I just can't stop noticing them. Yep. Hi there. Did I catch you at a good time?
Does this look like a good time?
Yeah, it looks like a great time. Look at all these diamonds.
Yeah, to be fair, this is a lot of money.
Great. Hi.
Hi. Yeah, of course it's who else would do this in this extra of a fashion?
Yeah, this sounds very Zloy to me. He bought out like literally all the shulkers from the Diamond Alliance shop as well. I think he's gone. I think he's gone crazy.
He took my shulkers and they weren't even for sale.
What?
Yeah, he took the shulkers and all. They're just gone. Exactly. Like, luckily I went in raiding last week, but oh my god, yeah, I gotta get all this out of here.
Well,
but yeah, I guess I'm spending the rest of the night, grinding out gravel and sand.
Well, so I mean, the reason why I'm over here right now is because I kind of need a lot of packed ice. So I guess while you're doing all that, if you wouldn't mind, could you pretty please give me some ice?
How much we talking? I mean, I think I still have a few stocks.
I need like 20 stacks.
That would pay for a shulker box worth of it.
Oh, okay. Well, I can do that. And anything that, isn't spent, I'll just throw into the bank, because I need to get rid of these anyway. And also, I'm stealing this obsidian, because I also need obsidian too, so like...
that's fair. I have left over from all the ender chests that I made, which I'm guessing these are him not realizing that he had a silk touch pick.
No, this is just being him being spiteful. Yeah.
That's fair. That is also fair.
All right, so Liara is getting us a whole bunch of packed ice, which is extremely convenient. Her little shop over here didn't actually have that much in it. In case you haven't seen it, this is H2 No. It sells everything except actual water, which I love. I like it. It's very nice, actually. Very cozy and cool. But we do need to actually get ourselves a bunch more obsidian. I took some from our little shop up there, and that's like still not enough. I think we need like another 5 or so stacks. And oh, nice. This is 3 diamonds a stack from Daphne and Lane's shop. So we're gonna go ahead and just buy out all of that. Do I have enough diamonds in my ender chest for this? I think I do. Do I have enough room in my inventory for this? I don't think I do. Go ahead and throw away a few of those guys. And then let's see. 1, 2, and 3. Put a couple more right there. Awesome. Thank you for all of that, and take my worthless diamonds. Since we're over here in the shopping district actually doing some stuff and taking a bit of a break from the project, let's go ahead and buy one of these Truly Bedrock Heralds. This is a full-on map art that Zloy has done, and these things are always so awesome. Look, those pictures, they're so cool. But Truly Bedrock Herald number 3, Science Triumphs, Loco Redstoner has created life, in quotation marks. Meh, says life, I love it. This kind of picture of Killer Drone, that's so cool. We're not alone. Lady we found in the forest claims that she's the original player of this realm. That would be Jessie B, another one of the new joins on the server. It's such a good picture too. How is Loy so good at art? Like, I can't even draw a stick figure, yet this guy can do like full-on map art. It's ridiculous, it's not fair. Not fair. And then alien life form, nope, it's just Echo Soldier, and Echo Soldier ruined his roof. Thanks. I love it. These things are always so great. All right, Liara, you got the goods?
I do got the goods.
All right, well, I got the payment.
Excellent.
That is very nice.
And
yes, so there's a couple of shulker shells in there because I know Zloy, you know, kind of stole all yours without paying for them, so yeah.
Yeah, I find that acceptable in place of some of the pebbles.
Yeah, so that's you know, for 18 of the stacks of packed ice, and then there is 6 pebbles per stack for the rest.
Excellent, excellent.
That
should be a full stack.
Mm-hmm.
Show you it's all packed ice, none of it's just plain, because...
There's no counterfeits in here?
Yeah, no counterfeits.
Okay, good. I do want to say, though, this is kind of a poor excuse for a dark alley.
Yeah, I was just thinking that. Like, this is the nicest fast food restaurant I've ever seen.
That's true.
Granted, it's kind of lacking in any place to sit at the moment, but we're like... I don't know why we decided this needed to be a back alley deal, but
I mean, it's more exciting that way.
Yeah, I guess that's fair. It is more exciting, but we're just lacking in good back alleys. I mean, like,
for real.
We have a convenience store and everything, but there's not even a dumpster behind it.
I know,
like,
there's no dumpsters, there's no fires. Like, there's no good place on the server to make back alley deals. We need one. I'm surprised Loy hasn't built one.
I'm stuck. But yeah, look at this lack of dumpster behind the convenience store.
I don't know, it's just a cliff. It's like they don't want us to make back alley deals.
Irresponsible, I tell you.
Purely. There's not even any decoration back here. It's lacking in all forms of decoration and dumpsters.
No emergency exit, nothing. Yeah.
No fire escape, like...
Tut tut. Where's our realism? I demand a better realism in my video games.
Yeah, we need better on this server. This is a prestigious server. The front's nice, but they're completely lacking on the back and sides. Jeez. Alright, so a lot has actually happened around this place. As you can see, I've built up all the walls. The walls are 4 blocks tall. I covered them with some carpets as well to prevent, you know, any bits of spawning that might happen. And then I've also dug out all the trenches extended as well. So as you can see, now we have the actual trenches dug out for the skeletons to fall down into. We have room for the water sources. They're covered so they don't freeze. And we have room for our nether portals, which are going to be going in this little gap right here. And of course, the nether portals are just far enough away that the light from the portals doesn't actually ever prevent any spawns on our platforms. Right now, it's actually rather lit up in here because I do have a few torches scattered about, but otherwise, things are looking very, very good. We also have a little slice in that wall right there, and in this wall over here as well, and that's where our flying machines are going to be going in, and I'm just really, really hoping that I have all the resources that I need for those things, because I've already needed to get more resources on basically everything that's used to build this farm, so I hope that that's actually enough slime blocks. Anything else I can get more of, slime is going to take a minute. But speaking of that, we do have a nice and fresh new shulker box of packed ice from Liara, so that's pretty convenient. I used all my packed ice on these platforms already, just getting the outlines in place, and then, you know, filling in 1.5 of the platforms. So I'm going to go ahead and just use the rest of this packed ice. So it is now the next day, and I have filled in all of the actual spawning platforms. That took a double chest and a couple of extra stacks, so even after I bought that shulker box from Liara, I still had to go and get like 7 more stacks from her shop. As you can see, I have a little bit left over, but yeah, it's a lot of packed ice. And in the tutorial, I actually said to use blue ice. Yeah, don't do blue ice. Just use packed ice, it's going to be way easier. But yeah, now I'm kind of moving on to the Nether Portals, and a little bit of a tip for you. If you ever want to like save some time actually counting the blocks that you place, just count out the blocks on your hotbar. So I need to do a 13 long, a 10 long, a 21, and then a 10, and then a 13. So I've laid out 13, 10, 21, 10, 13 on my hotbar, and all I need to do now is just go ahead and place these things, put a little marker block in between them, and then I know that all of my Nether Portals are going to be the correct size. This is something I don't need to do too often, but it could be very helpful for you actually building different types of farms or just different builds that need like correct symmetry and correct spacing to be all kinds of accurate and correct. And as you can see, we went all the way down to that one end. Now we know that we need to put in the pillars in this place, and then we can just kind of fill in the ceiling, fill in the walls, and then we're pretty much good to go to actually light up these Nether Portals. Or maybe I missed a block somewhere. Or maybe I didn't light it correctly. Or maybe it's 2 blocks tall. And maybe I am an idiot. Yeah, I think that last one's pretty accurate. God damn it. That's so much obsidian. How am I that much of a derp? Oh man, trying to give all these pro tips over here and I'm just totally failing at it. Oh man. Alright, so minor derpage out of the way. All these Nether Portals are now 3 blocks tall, and these things are ready to be lit up, and it's honestly pretty cool. It does take, of course, a ton of obsidian, but hopefully I won't have any more derps and, you know, accidentally misplace like 140 of it. Jeez, what an idiot. Anyway, that's just a typical me video, isn't it? So now we got the first set of Nether Portals in. We're gonna have a line of water going down the center that's gonna push all these strays into the actual Nether Portals, taking them immediately out of the Nether, or taking them immediately out of the mob cap and then sending them to the Nether, where we will then blow them up with a charged creeper. So that is about what we're gonna get done today. This has taken an extreme amount of time, an extreme amount of resource gathering and block placing. We still need to install a bunch more Nether Portals, all kinds of water streams. We need to put a massive roof over this place at the build limit to actually make it function during the day. And then we also need to install tons and tons of flying machines. We need to do a bunch of stuff in the Nether, and yeah, we have just a ton of stuff to do, but it's gonna be amazing once we finish this up, because we're gonna be getting, you know, hundreds and hundreds worth of beacons per hour, and honestly, it's just gonna be exciting. This is seriously one of the best farms on the Bedrock Edition. I think it's one of the coolest looking farms as well, so I'm likely going to build up the Nether side of this farm, get all the charge creepers over here, etc. on a live stream later today. So, you know, that just sounds like a pretty fun thing to do, charge creepers and stuff. That's always fun when you're streaming. If you haven't already though, maybe follow us on Twitch if you are interested in live streams, because that's where we stream 4 times a week. Or if you can't catch the actual streams themselves, you can catch the replays over on the second channel, which is also a place that you should be following, because we have a second channel and it just broke like 5,000 subs. It is cute and tiny and adorable and I love it. And that is a pretty good shameless promotion. But I hope that you guys have enjoyed today's episode of Truly Bedrock. If you have, then of course be sure to leave a like on the video, as it does help out the video and the channel significantly. And if you're new here and you want to see more episodes like this, then of course be sure to subscribe. And I'll see you all down in the comment section and in the next one. Thank you so much for watching. And then there was silence.